All right. See who we got here tonight. Retirement underrated. How you doing, boss? You're the one that's up there in upstate New York, aren't you?
Well, it's tough. Like
Catskills, I think. I think you said something like that. I had never been in that part of the state before. Hey, squared. How you doing? Hey, man. Right off the bat, I uh I didn't make a video the past 2 weeks, but the first week I really didn't feel like it. Yeah. And then we had a lot of stuff go on this week. I just ain't been able to chance to get to it. My little ladies have needed a little bit more help than they normally do. They've had some stuff going on over there at their house. And well, last week we had a couple of visits. We had to go to the bank, and well, last week was my financial review with my advisor and everything. So, and I just didn't feel like it, so I didn't do it. But oh, and I changed computers. The last one I had, I don't know if y'all remember or not, on the last live, I had a little piece of watered up paper down in the crack there in order so I could see the screen. Well, that got to where it wouldn't even work no more. I couldn't see nothing on the screen. So when I changed the screen, our computers, my email wouldn't switch over. Let me adjust that down just a touch. Ah, much better. My emails wouldn't transfer over to my new computer. I had trouble doing that, so I didn't get them back till about 2 days ago, I believe. I had a hard time. Kentucky Leisure, I'm glad you showed up. Retirement is underrated. Missed me. You got a lot going on in your life, boss. Martin Cagle, how you doing, boss? Beautiful day here in Wisconsin. It's been terrible all week here. Chance of rain every day. I don't think we're getting anything off that hurricane. It might be some of the cloudiness we're getting's causing it, but that's too far out to sea, and it's mainly down at Virginia Beach. Well, I heard tell but 2 or 3 days ago they had mandatory evacuation down on the Outer Banks. Hope you're well. Enjoyed the tour of your house the other day. Yeah. Well, I told people I was going to give a little view of how it went, but I mean we're happy with it, and it saves me a little bit of trouble too. So, and it's been a long time coming. Every few years when I went to paint, I'd always get an estimate, but I just couldn't justify it. It's too easy for me to get a couple gallons of paint and climb a ladder for a couple days. And I think it took me 4 days usually when I'd paint it. Probably time I did all the trim and everything. Angie Madcat, how you doing, Angie? Y'all still weren't y'all working on your place? Doing some upgrades to it? Or maybe you was working on some furniture you had, I believe it was. How's your husband doing? Is he done? Is he been doing pretty good since he retired? The homestead, yeah, I did that just for the heck of it. Everybody seems like they have a homestead nowadays. I don't even know what that means. I mean, I can see your old home place or something, but I mean, I don't know. I dog if I'd want to have one though, man. Be way out in the middle of nowhere, having to grow your own food and electricity and dig an outhouse and everything else. That's a lot of work. I don't know why people want to look forward to it. I mean, that's why people left the farm to go to the city so they wouldn't have to do that mess. But now that we made it up here, I ain't going back. I couldn't do it. I'm too weak for it. Too soft. Need a wider brush. Yeah. Well, I used one of them big 6 or 8 inch wide ones. I didn't use one of them real big ones. And but I have to use a smaller one for the trim. And but it didn't take me long. But I never minded it. But it just ain't smart for me to keep doing that mess. I don't know if anybody knows ever heard of Max McGee. I'm pretty sure it was Max McGee. And it's probably been 10 years or better ago. Because Dad was still alive, but I remember hearing about it. But he fell off his roof. He played for the Packers back in the 60s. That's what ended up killing him. He fell off his roof after he retired. I don't know how old he was, probably in his 60s. I don't know. But I've always remembered that. First thing I thought about when I heard about it was, what in the heck that guy doing up there to begin with? So kind of keeps in the front of my head, I guess. And going out to dinner with my son in a few minutes, so can't stay long. Well, that's okay. Jade Warrior. Just had some fun painting the hallway closet. Yeah, I got to get on that bathroom, and then I got the ceilings to go. I got to get to one in the living room here and down in our bedroom, and I'll have to do the hallway too. So, but I got to do the whole bathroom because we still got that just drywall in the mud up. We sanded it, but everything's there. I can use it now. Oh, got a new mirror to put up. That's what I said on that video about the homestead. It's not so much the main job; it's everything that follows after it. It's a lot of work, man. Because we have to daggone change the faucet in the sink and the handles because they don't match what the tub was. So the wife wants to do that. So we had to go get a faucet for the sink, and then the mirror. She wants to change the mirror out in there. So I don't know. Yeah, me neither. Retirement is underrated. A lot of my shirts and some of my shorts. I don't know if you guys ever noticed it or not, but they have paint all over. I get a lot of paint on myself. How's my garden doing? It ain't doing worth a darn. I didn't have a good year at all. I made a lot of squash, a lot of cucumbers, a lot of cherry tomatoes, a few peppers, but my tomatoes just didn't do well at all. But I had a buddy of mine lives over yonder. Uh, well, one of them little ladies I go over to see every week. She tore hers up about a month ago. They just didn't do well here this year. She kind of thinks it was the weather. I don't know what it was, but I've had two bad years. Well, last year wasn't bad at all. Just didn't get no size in them. But I mean, yeah, they come up and everything looked pretty and everything. I just didn't make a whole lot. I don't know what's going on. Actually, I think next year I'm gonna maybe sometime this winter, and depending on how cold and frozen it gets, I'm gonna move it forward 16 feet. So where the front of it is now will be the back of it. See if we won't get a little bit more sun that way. I don't know. Doing good. Everything is finished except for a new driveway next week and a couple minor things. Hubby's doing good right now. Well, that's good, Angie. That's good to hear. I know he had some trouble beforehand, just before he retired. Wide receiver for the Packers. Yes, he was. He was the first. He scored the first touchdown in Super Bowl history, I believe it was. Yeah, sure did. I believe he was hung over when he done it. He went out and partied because he was a backup and he didn't figure he'd ever get in because it's too important. He said, "Man, Lombardi ain't gonna stick me in there." So he was hung over when he done it. I remember reading that when I was a kid too. Did you make it to the post office, Danny? Yes. Yes. Oh, Danny, you the one that sent that package. Hey, man, I wanted it like at the beginning of this. I talked about how much trouble I was having with my email because I had to switch computers, and I ain't been able to get to it. I think it was 2 days ago. I think it was until I was able to get them synced up on this computer. I was going to send you an email about it. I don't know what happened. I think what it was because I had a thing in my no, I checked the tracking of it, and I had a post office box, but the daggone lock was busted on it. So they switched it on me. And so I wrote one over the other, and that's probably where the trouble come up. Well, I'm able to get in my email now, so I'll send you an email about that, man. I appreciate it, man. You didn't have to do nothing like that, but it was nice of you. I didn't get to see what it was, but it was nice of you to think of me, man. I believe that's. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see if we can. I've missed a lot. Sure is hot, Angela. I never did see any. 113 in Phoenix, Kentucky leaves. It sure is. I painted everything inside the house and the fence out front. Have you painted the house outside? Worst remodeling job we've done was chip out tile. Yeah, I remember you talking about that. I ain't never done any of that. Only room we got in the house that actually got tiles, the bathroom there. We had that installed a few years ago. I don't know, probably 10 years ago or better. Yeah. I'm in the house where it's nice and cool. I didn't read. Oh, okay. No. I'm sorry about that, boss. I just wasn't able to get a hold of him, man. Well, I'll run check it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Is usually the day I step into town. That's what, because it's across the river over yonder in Hopewell. Yeah, I don't think because we had to go up the other end of the county for the advisor and banker and stuff. So, geez, I don't think I've been across the river. No, I hadn't. Um, it's at the PO now. Okay, okay, Dan. Was that the trouble? Do you know if that was the trouble? Because he didn't tell me nothing on the when I checked it on here. It just said it was undeliverable for some reason. Wrong address, I believe, is what it was. So, but that was the trouble with the post office. Side and decking look great. Don't change the color on the brick. Looks great. Yeah. Okay, boss. How you doing, boss? I Yeah, I got to change color on that brick. How's the banjo playing coming? It's coming along pretty good. The way I built that thing, the strings are so high. I actually have to use a slide. And right now, I'm just using. I don't know if you remember when you was a kid, you'd see people playing them with their pocket knife. They pull out the pocket knife and just lay it on a lap and play it like an old dobro or something. So I'm having to learn how to do the slide method. And I really don't want to do that. I wanted to learn the daggone claw hammer. It's really what I wanted to do. But it's coming along pretty good. It's slow and I've been kicked out, so but I'm having a lot of fun trying to learn in it. It's yeah, yeah. It's something I always wanted to try. And I figured for $20, heck man, I can do that and I really ain't out nothing if I ain't no good. So but yeah, I enjoy it. Oh, well, that's good, Danny. That's good. I mean, that was my fault. I'd already marked everything out, and they called me and said they was gonna have to switch my box out. So banjo and guitar. He made a guest appearance on the latest video at the end. He makes me look good. I don't think I seen that one. No, I don't think I seen that one. Nah, I couldn't have because I'd remembered that him playing the band or him. Well, he was on just a guest appearance. Did he play? Did he play the banjo on there? I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, that's what I figured. J and P. It gives me I mean, it keeps your mind active. Because dog, I can't do nothing, man. Musically, I'm definitely not musically inclined. I like to listen to it. And I've always loved the sound of the banjo, so I figure why not? And it keeps my mind active. I'm learning something. That's the way I looked at it. Just came out. Okay. Yeah, man, let him play retirement. I'd love to hear him. I been looking online for some little quick lessons and tutorials and stuff. I uh I got the basic idea and stuff, but I don't know anything about chords and junk. I don't know none of that stuff. And and putting it together, I mean, as far as marking your frets and stuff, I got all that off of here. So just watch your video on the new deck inside and looks great. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad. I'm glad you like it. We like it. Yeah, I do. I like the ease of use for it. I'm all about ease of use, Doc. I don't lie. But it's we'd had the doors and windows replaced a few years back because we had them old wooden windows with the grids in them, and you actually had, what was it, 6 panes of glass? You had to go around and put I forget what they call it stuff, the glazing in the corner around it and everything, and them little picks and stuff. And then we ended up getting these double hung windows with the was it 2 panes of glass, and they fold in, I think. So I'm going to try to teach myself to play the guitar and to also speak Spanish. Not had good, I'll be either one. Well, I'll tell you, man, the way it's coming around here, man, that's liable to be the new language around here. My daughter teaches elementary school. Well, she teaches kindergarten, and she has I don't know, probably a third of her class is Spanish speaking, and when the parents come, she has to get one of their older kids to come and translate for her when they come for parent teacher conference and stuff. I just don't know how they do things like that. I mean, to me, that's taken away from being the other kids, you know. But she has a little app on her phone where she can say it, and I think it hooks up. They have like a TV screen or something in there, or an audio system or something, and it'll come through there, and after it translates it, and they pay attention whenever that comes on. But I just think that's putting the kids other kids at a disadvantage as far as learning. I would think they'd have I think they'd have to be halfway fluent in English before they allowed them to come to school. But I don't know. Oh, it ain't much, Angie. I just had somebody come by and redo my deck, made it a little bit smaller, about a foot or two on the side and on depth wise, and put siding on. It's not that big a deal. Gutter guards had gutter guards put in. So why did you make the deck smaller? Because we got that big old deck out yonder. It's at one time I wanted to extend it to the shed because that little out part of my house is a shed. It's built onto the back of our house. But I have to move the electric box and the phone box and everything in order to do that and put it on the other side of the shed. And if I do that, then I got to have a outdoor shut off for my electrical system because my record box is right behind the wall here. It's going to be too far from that. And if I get them, it's not legal anymore. It was when the house was built, but you can't run that power line over a roof line like that because it just runs right across the top of my house and it goes over top of the roof of that shed. So I never did get it done. But it just wanted enough room there to sit out back and watch deer come up and talk on the phone or whatever. We placed a few windows and they sure weren't cheap. Yeah, we got ours secondhand. Believe it or not. There's a builder supply place up here, and somebody bought them, and they bought the wrong size, and they returned them, and so we got them at a cut deal. and it just happened to fit all windows. So I'm trying to speak German. How are you? Okay. I know very little German. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. I speak a little German. It's about all I remember other than counting. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf. Trying to learn German. Oh man, I never seen any of them words in German. Oh, now. Happy dog. Now, well, we had a German teacher, and I took it for a year. I think it was in high school, and just because it was the easiest one, because the teacher was the soccer coach, and if you got him on talking about soccer, he'd forget about teaching class. So we would do that, and so I didn't learn a whole lot. But he actually taught. I think he taught English. He moved over to Germany for a few years, and he taught English to Germans. And then when he come over here, he taught German to English speaking people. So he used to ride his bike to school every day. He lived somewhere in Chester. I don't know where he lived at, but yeah, Mr. Schmidt was his name. You're correctly. Oh, I was stationed in Germany in '84. Learned enough to get by. Stationed in '84. I don't know anybody who was over there in '84. Dad's brothers were over there, but that was back in the '50s and '60s. And Cole was stationed over there for a while from the last cowbell video. He was stationed over there for a while. He was also stationed in Korea for a while. So I can give you German lessons. I'm a soccer fanatic. My job was interpreter. No kidding. Well, I'll be dog. I'm just learning Virginia language. Don't trip me up with German. I don't have too much trouble with Ohio language. Dad's brother lives up there. I've been going to Ohio all my life, so. Schweinfurt, Germany, from '76 to '79. No kidding. My brother-in-law down in South Carolina was stationed over there. He made sergeant for one day. Him and his buddies went out and celebrated. He got drunk, and they took it away from him that night or the next day. I don't know when it had to have been back in the '70s when he was over there, because he's a lot older than us. Probably about that time, somewhere in the early to mid '70s, probably is when he was over there. That Virginia slang isn't that easy to learn there, Buzz. I think it's a cross. His dad was from West Virginia, and Mama was from South Carolina. And we got people all up and down the East Coast we used to have them in New York. I don't think we have anybody in New York anymore, all the way down to Florida. So I've heard a little bit of everything, and it's just all mixed into one. And my little lady across town, she's actually from San Diego, California. She's been out here, geez, I guess 50 years now, about her. Probably about 50 years. Air Force Base. Oh, okay. I say over yonder now because of you. Yeah. Be honest with you, Doc. There's a lot of stuff I say that I didn't realize until I started a YouTube channel. It's like calling Connie the baby. Never paid no attention to it before. And somebody somebody sent me a comment years ago, a couple years ago, not long after I'd started the channel. He said, "It's nice." He said, "I didn't know you had a little kid." I don't know if he was just goofing off or what, but I used to work with a boy at DuPont years ago before I met Connie, and he's from out in Powhatan, out towards the western part of Richmond. He used to always say that. He used to always pick at me too for saying growing goats or growing cows or whatever. He says you raise cows, you grow you grow tomatoes. To me, it's the same thing. And same for crop and tobacco. I catch heck for that every time I go down to Carolina. I talk to Connie's brother or anybody down there in my family. And I said, man, because I always say picking, because that's what you're doing. You're picking the leaf off. But they're actually going through crops. You pick the brown ones off, the lower leaves, and you're working your way up. So you're getting like 2 or 3 crops off the same plant. That's what I'm figuring what they mean by it. I don't know. But I always say pick it off there. First time alive by accident. No kidding. Just popped in, so this is not relevant to your discussion. But I enjoy your videos and find your information. Videos informative and fun. Yeah, well, I honestly don't think I give out a whole lot of information because I don't know anything and I don't want to screw nobody up. And anything I do talk about is what's been told to me by an advisor or somebody knows more, a whole lot more than I do. And a lot of it comes from y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I can see it when I see the comments. And that's how come I know most of y'all is the same kind of people as I am. You ain't got money to burn, but I mean, you ain't wondering where your next meal's going to come from. And we all did the same similar things to get to where we're at. It was just a way of life back then. It was what everybody done, and we all did it and got a little lucky. So, but I appreciate that, boss. And yeah, Angela, that was something I just never thought about. And same for Yonder. I'd never thought about it before. And Doc used to people want to know who Doc was or partner or whatever. Why I said that, man, I ain't got no idea. It's just a general term for somebody, it's a friend or somebody I'm talking to or whatever. I don't know. It's just what I do. 126 days left, Dean. You give out confidence and it is priceless. Well, be honest with you, I'm a lot more confident now than the day before I left. Because you don't know what to expect. I didn't have no idea what to expect. You can see things on there and you got your financials wrote down. But when you get out there, man, it's a whole different world. Things just change. I mean, they do. They just do. And they change for the better. For us anyways, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's not about the information, more about the real experience you're currently in. Gives the rest of us hope. Oh yeah, man. I have no doubt that people can retire in America today still. Now, before I do have a small pension, about $1,000 a month. Time I get it's about $800. It covers my insurance, so I was able to get a little bit better insurance for it. It's pretty much all it does. But before I retired, I was thinking, man, there ain't no way I'd be able to retire without that. In actual reality, now that I've been retired, I can see where, yeah, I could have. But having that, I ain't gonna lie, it ain't much, but it does give me a little sense of comfort. Love you referring to baby. It is so cute. And I know it's real. I feel the same way, but I don't have the same license to refer to the boss as baby. Well, Connie's the boss. There ain't gonna be no doubt about that. If you don't believe me, ask her. Yeah. So, yeah, I catch heck from her a lot. Of course, a lot of it I bring on myself, but channels that spread fear. I haven't found it hard yet. Yeah, that's true there, Angie. And I mean, hey man, it's fear is a great motivator, but it can paralyze people. Well, there ain't no way you're gonna be able to save 100% of your daggone or 100 times your daggone salary, so you might as well quit. It just, hey man, and I fed right into that stuff, man. That 10 times your salary and 4% and all this other stuff, man. I fed right into it, and I just didn't see no way I was gonna be able to make it. But it really isn't all that bad. It takes a while to adjust, but man, once you do, I was thinking just the other day, man, there ain't no way I could go back to work. If I had to, it'd be a different story, but I ain't volunteering to do squat no more. I just don't think I could take it. That having that demand placed on my time anymore. I just don't think I could do that. I don't know. Uh, when you're retired, you can sit during the evening and watch Steve, not even thinking about another word day. It's great. You darn right, Buzz. And one of the biggest parts of my thing is that, you know, I got them two little ladies I go over to see every week. And I got my daughter and her husband live across about a mile or so back yonder. And then Connie. And then I got a neighbor or two around here that, I'll see him outside doing something. I'll step over and talk to him, maybe give him a hand. I enjoy knocking around. I, you know, I just enjoy knocking around and doing stuff like that. So I think that has a lot to do with why I don't need no kind of purpose or need a hobby or any of that other mess. Because that stuff bothered me. So I'm finally getting my hip replaced next Thursday. Can any of you out there share some success stories with me? I think Dad had his hip replaced in his 70s. It was after he retired. Biggest tip I can give you is put the wheels to your walker on the inside. Most people put them on the outside of the walker. It won't fit through the bathroom door if you do that. So that's important. But do the exercises they tell you. But Dad, I mean, he didn't have no trouble. I think you're down for a couple of weeks before you can drive, before they allow you to drive. But yeah, Angie. Yeah, them Sunday night scaries or whatever they used to call them. I didn't work straight Monday through Friday jobs, so mine would come on Thursday, no, Friday, Wednesday, and Monday night. Troy and Lori Horn. Hey, how y'all doing? Well, I'm glad you're loving it, man. It ain't bad at all. Have bad at all once you get out into it to figure things out. I started going to crochet class one day a week. Hey, that's something. Well, that's what I was. We have a community college right up the road here. But they have classes there for stuff like that. They used to have a class up there for golf. I knew the guy that used to teach the golf course up there, and but they do it for seniors. Seniors get I think they get to go free or to get a cut rate. So I mean, that's always a good idea. Stretches your mind and gets you out there to learning things, and because your mind is steadily going 100 miles an hour even after you retire. Mine has. That's what gets me in so much trouble. It just, I mean, it's hard for me to do a project continually because I'll come up with another idea to do something else and I'll start that up. So Let me know. I think you would do a great job. Oh, definitely want to follow physical therapist advice. I've found these people love their jobs. Yes, they do, Dean. I went to one on for my back. I didn't figure there was going to be much need in it, to be honest with you. Because I stretch every morning. And sure enough, when I went there, she said I was doing the right stretches to do it. So she showed me a little twist to one where I kind of went at an angle instead of doing it straight on. She said, might want to incorporate that in there. She said, and it was so long after the accident that she really couldn't give me no more help. She didn't really think I needed to go, but I went because the doctor said to, and that I was hoping to find out something new stretch that I could do for it. So, but a physical therapy is a big help. Carlos, yeah, I think Dad was the same way. They get so used to that pain that whatever the pain after surgery really isn't that big a deal to them because they really don't like you to get that stuff done and except for last resort. So because they're only good for like 10 or 20 years or something like that, 15 years or whatever. So if you do it too young, then you have to get that stuff done again. Your tired guys are killing me. I live through your adventures, not ready to pull the employment plug, but close. When your time comes, Tim, you'll pull it in a heartbeat. Done any fishing? No, I haven't done very much at all this year, man. I started out and I got sick back in May, 1st of June, sometime like that. Had a cold then. And then I was dealing with all that estate stuff for Mama and cleaning out the house and all that stuff. And I really didn't have time. But I've been a few times, but I ain't been nothing like I did last year. I went a lot last year. I went so much last year I didn't get a lot of stuff done. But I don't know if any. I got that kayak out there. I went over and installed it for my buddy. I hadn't been able to take it out. I got it out 2 weeks ago. I brought it over from his house, and I want to get out. Tomorrow's supposed to be a pretty good day, so I'm gonna try to get out tomorrow. But I also want to run into daggone Clarendon Heights at that Violet Bank. That kind of dovetails off of that Battle of the Crater because that's where Lee was at when the Battle of the Crater happened, and he heard the explosion that morning. And he got on his horse and rode across the river over yonder because it's right across the river from Petersburg Battlefield Park. I don't know. I think it's like a mile in a straight shot, maybe. Might be 2 miles. But they had that mortar over there in Petersburg at the battlefield that would shoot like 16 or something, shoot it down here in Chesterfield where I'm at. But that was actually, Clarendon Heights was actually part of Chesterfield back then. So I'd like to get over there. Any fall planning? Yeah, I think, we always put in a few collards. The baby likes them. I never liked them when I got married, but I like them now. So I think that's about it. That's about all we planning for the fall. I need to fund projects before starting. Yeah. You go fishing, please do a video. I've done a couple videos this year of me fishing because I bought me one of them harnesses to mount the camera here. Because last year I was having to stick the tripod up here, and the camera was actually, but I still ain't got it to where I can point it up because I still had it too far down so I could see what it was looking at. And then when I'd stand up straight, then it would. So it's a technique. I'm learning. Just like when I do very, very few editing videos, mostly when I'm going out and doing something or like a Steve out and about or Steve actually does something video. But I did on that last cowbell because I didn't do no editing. I just added them little words in the video because I once I watched it, I realized I forgot to even say Cole's name. So I figured I better put that in there. Well, thanks, Bill. I think it turned out pretty good. Haven't seen any walking videos from you. Still walking? Yes. I try to get 5 days a week in down at the park, and most weeks I do. Once in a while, I'll get 3. Um, so yeah, I'm still walking. I had to lay off there while I was uh, about 3 weeks while I was my back had been injured, but but yeah, I'm still going. I enjoy it. I used to walk years ago, but until I injured both my Achilles that time, and I was down and out for a while on that. It just hurt just to have my legs propped up. So was that you, Steve, that had the old pocket for fishing? Yes, it was. And I was somewhere the other day. Oh, what took the truck in to get it inspected? What it was, and I keep that pocket fisherman in my daggone glove box. Well, I always take it out when I clean up the cab of the truck before I go down and get it inspected because they got to get in there and they drive it into the daggone bay and inspect it. And there was a piece of water over there that I wanted to check out, but I forgot I had took it out before I went. I keep it in there for emergency needs. Yeah, and I caught a couple of fish on that this year. It's probably part of that video I have. I caught fish on that one. I caught fish on the was it Shakespeare? No, it ain't Shakespeare, is it? I don't know that new lightweight rod I got in out yonder. That, I got sent to me, and I caught one on my regular rod. So I've caught on 3 different rods this year. Fish on 3 different rods. I hadn't been to the ocean this year. I'd like to go. They got a pier down there in Smithfield, um, James River Bridge Pier. Used to be an old bridge. So I like to go down there. When the kids were little, when my son especially, we used to go down there usually in the spring and catch fish. So, but I hadn't been down at the beach this year to fish. Personal trainer is a good idea, Angela. Do you have some tea close by? I got it right here, Carlos. We got a pot of it. Well, no. Oh no, I thought we had a pot of making on the stove there, but I think it's in the dishwasher, so I'll have to make one when I get off of here. Ever do any fly fishing? Very little. I used to when the kids were little. I got me a fly rod out there in the shed. I made a video here back in the spring, early spring, of some of my rods I had laid out there against the shed where I was cleaning them out and getting them ready for the season. Uh so and that fly rod was one of them. And I got like an oriental fly rod I got sent to me also was it's really like a telescoping cane pole, is what it is, because it doesn't have any eyelets on it to run line through. You just tie it at the end and you just kind of flick it the same way. So I really like to take that over towards the mountains this year and try and get a couple of trout because I ain't never caught any trout. Getting ready to gear up my rods. I have a manual reel, which is my favorite to use. Reason I took up fly fishing, well, I can't say I fly fish or took it up, but I enjoyed it because I just thought it looked so neat the way them guys can do that. It's just impressive as heck to me to watch somebody knows what they're doing. And I seen a video from the top of a guy fishing in a stream and to trace that daggone line like that. I mean, it's just a pretty art. It's an art form. Would you take a boat out and see if you can catch something bigger? No, I got no desire to own a boat. I had a John boat one year. Uh, I really don't want to take it into the river down here. Uh, we got so many ocean going ships that going up to the port of Richmond and barges, coal barges and rock barges and stuff like that. It's too easy to get swamped in something like that. And you have to stay close to shore in order to stay out of their wake. And I just don't think I'd. And I ain't got the money to buy a bass boat or party boat or anything. So, how far do you live from the coast, Steve? Any swimming beaches? Yeah, Virginia Beach is right down the road. It's about 2 hour drive, I believe, a little 2.5 maybe. Um, it ain't far. We used to go down there for the day. Well, I don't think me. Well, I think me and Connie's been down there for a day once in a while, or when we first got married. But when I was a teenager, and that's where everybody went for their senior trip when they after they graduated. Me and the guys I hung out with went down to Myrtle Beach. Dishwater tea sounds nasty, Mr. Steve. Yeah. Yeah, well, I've probably drunk a lot worse. You ever pick up any shine down there in Carolina? I bought some from a guy down there one time, and it was coming like an orange juice jug, like a quart of milk. Is what it come in, and it was actually sealed on the top too. I don't know if they had a machine to do that with or what, but that was impressive to me. Plan on doing some steelhead and salmon fishing when we moved into Eureka. Yeah, I ain't never caught any of that salmon. I'd love to go catch those. I well, I watch a lot of them nature shows and see them swimming upstream and stuff. I don't know. It's impressive to me. I've caught dolphin and tuna and blues and whatever down at on the pier there. But we did take a party not a party boat. What do you call it? Charter boat out in the Gulf Stream down yonder. I mean, a couple guys from work rented one year. That's been decades ago, 30 years ago. But I had a great time down there on that. Just came back from 2 weeks in Tennessee. They love the whitewater rafting and fishing. Yeah, I bet they did. They I think the New River up there in West Virginia has they have a lot of whitewater rafting up there. We actually have some rapids here in Richmond because there's a fall line between here and Richmond, right up there when you get to Richmond in the James River, and you're coming over them rocks right there. And so, but I ain't never been whitewater rafting. I always thought I'd want to, but I just don't know anymore. Maybe when I was younger, but now I don't think I would. But I'd sit on the bank and fish. Buy a boat, you can get them to take you way out and do some deep. Oh, Angela, yeah. I did that one time, like I was saying, with them three guys from work. We went out down at the Gulf, out of Cape Hatteras down there, and I enjoyed that. We got off work. I think what did we do? I think it was between our third. Might have been between our daylight 4 to 12 break because we got 2.5 days off when we did that. After, yeah, it had to be. I don't think we took a long weekend. Been watching you for about a year now. This is the first time I've seen you on a live. What keeps you busy during the week? Oh, a little bit of daggone everything. I mean, a little bit of everything you can think about. Well, I'm messing with something here in the house. Like yesterday actually, I was had to change out light switch there in the hall, and then I changed light bulb in here, and that was took me all day. No, but I went to the what do you call it? Get the truck inspected, and just little odds and ends. Mm, I piddle all day. There's very little that I do that is that important. I did a last week. I did a week in the life, and then The year before that, I did a day in the life. Maybe I'll do another one, but don't blame me if you fall asleep. 2.5 hours? Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I can get to North Carolina in an hour, so it's not bad. About yeah, about the time I get there, I'm ready to get out the car. I went on charter for shark in San Francisco Bay. No kidding. Now, see, I got two rods out there from a boy that he's originally from Denmark, and he died here about, geez, I guess 3 years ago now, maybe 2 years at least. And it's some old rods he had, and he was friends with my little lady across town, and so she got them, and she's never going to use them. Want to know if I'd take them? I said, yeah, man, I'd love to have them. Oh, Fenwick rods, but they used to go out every week. Him and some of his buddies that out there that he was friends with, they'd go out every week on one of them party boats, charter boats. I guess you'd call them. I don't know. It's not a private charter. I've had shark. There used to be a seafood restaurant over there near the Benjamin Harrison Bridge. Used to sell shark bites. Here's a tip if you want to catch cutthroat trout and travel camping. Avalanche Lake and Glacier Park. 3-mile hike. Go to the end of the lake. Drift salmon spawn in Snowmelt Creek to lake. Yeah, that's a little bit more out of my adventure zone, boss. Snow was, I would have been all right with it if I had seen that word snow. Snow melting to creek. Okay, well, that would be nice. Glacier National Park, though, man. I don't know. What I caught was tasty. I don't know if I know how to, I got a new system here. I don't know how in the world to roll up. I would just leave it alone before I cut something off. You remodeled oh, okay. Well, thank you. I retired January 24 and busy now than when I was when I worked 40 hours a week. Yeah, it's easy to get in that mode. That's why I try to go out and get my walk in early in the morning. It kind of starts my engine. Because if I don't and I sit there, I'm probably not going to do a darn thing. I'll pit on, do something, take the trash out or something, bull, but I won't actually accomplish anything. But if I go out and do them little exercises I do and take that walk in the morning, I'm getting out the house. I'm seeing people every morning. It's kind of my reason for doing that stuff. And it kind of continues on. What's that? Is it physics theory or some bull? Says the body in motion tends to stay in motion. So, but yeah, it's easy to fall in that mode. It's just like me. If I take a few minutes to sit down out there on the deck there, man, I mean, it's easy for let my mind wander, and I'm come up with 100 different things. So, and man, I got stuff I'll never get to it all, man. Ain't no way in the world I can do everything. Yeah, yeah, Tim. I appreciate that, Keith. We enjoy it too, boss. Yeah, I don't know. That's a little bit more adventuresome from me. But well, we have a tent, you know, and I know the baby ain't gonna go for that. I thought about building me a teardrop before. I actually still have the designs and stuff I come up with over it back yonder in the bedroom, and just to get her off the ground. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I thought about backpacking a little bit of that Appalachian Trail too. I was always amazed at that when I was a kid and found out about it. But I just don't know that how well I'd be able to do anything like that. I'm soft, man. I need a mattress. But it would be pretty country. It is pretty country. I watched there was a thing on the History Channel, I believe, where they went through the it might have been PBS, where they went through the national parks. I mean, it's just amazing what they got out there. It really is. It's impressive as heck. Because we don't have a bunch of that stuff on this side of the country. You got the Everglades down there in Carolina or Florida, you know. But that stuff, I mean, hey man, it piques my interest every time. I probably would. Had a buddy of mine that was worked with him over at the String Factory. He was a guide out there in Montana or somewhere, Wyoming maybe, somewhere out that way. He said that was a terrible job. He said because the guests got all the comfort, and he had to feed the horses and water them, rub them down, and take care of them and everything while they were in there eating and relaxing. He said it was a lot of work. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I got cousins that used to go up to Canada every year and do some hunting. They live up in Pennsylvania, and they loved it. So, how you doing on the banjo? Not where the darn swamp rat. I'm coming around. I'm kind of like you. I don't think I got any rhythm. My allowance would go up. You think so, Tim? I'd probably come back and be so sore and tired. She'd say, I didn't tell you to do it. She wouldn't go. No, ain't no way in the world. She wouldn't go. No. Uh-uh. I don't know. We'll think of something. Go jogging again in the morning gives me more energy. It's just been too hot. Yeah. Well, and, in the summertime, I always try to get down there by 7. I don't always make it, but it's getting dark. It's dark out there now, so it's getting dark early. We ain't having as much sunlight, but I try to beat that humidity and the heat. Do you have any traveling in retirement? Do any traveling? I try to get my converted Sprinter camper and go places at least 2 times a year. No. Went down to Carolina once last year. Family matter. And that was it. That's the only place we've been. Actually, we had I just had my truck inspected. I put right at 5,000 miles from last year at this time when I got it inspected. So we don't go anywhere. And I bet the baby probably ain't put that many on there on her car. She that car sits so long, we have to jump it sometimes in order to get it started. The battery dies just sitting there in the driveway. We don't go anywhere, man. Got no real desire to. It doesn't sound right in today's world when everybody wants to go out and get new experiences and stuff, but there's not much out there really out that I want to see that's worth my going to see, I don't think. But hey man, I enjoy it when everybody else does. Especially if you're filming on here, I get to watch it. Six months retired and loving it. Gray the snail. Angela Land, 5 months already. I remember hollering at you. And it's been 5 months. Time flies, Doc. I ain't gonna lie to you. It really does. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, y'all have a glass of tea. I enjoy you coming by for a visit. It's nice talking to you. I get back on. I got so much really I want to say, but I really try to keep things. I like to try to keep things under 8 minutes, and 10 minutes at the most. but I have gone over. Unless it's an out and about or Steve actually does something video, then I just kind of piece it together. But other than that, Gina Lee, 9 months. Angela, you getting you pretty comfortable in it right now? 6 months? Is that what you said? Yeah, 6 months. No, 5 months. I wonder how long it takes other people. Come about 5 months. I think it was about May when I first realized that, hey man, I've been retired for a while and ain't nothing happened yet. It kind of got into it. The bad thing about waiting for time to do things, good place. It's either been there or done that. We just don't feel like doing anything. Yeah. Yeah. Because when the kids were little, when I was little, I mean, we constantly did things. And so, I mean, we didn't save every nickel. We enjoyed a little piece of it. And there's really not much left now. There really isn't. You know, if it was, I'd have already done it or I'd have made plans to do it. You know, sure, there's stuff I'd like to go do and see, but it's not a life or death situation. It ain't gonna kill me if I don't ever do it. So, and last year, man, I went to all these historical sites around here. I ain't been able to this year, but I do want to get out to this fall and finish up 3 or 4 of them right around here. Because you got, like I said, that Violet Bank. That's where Lee was. And once the cannonballs get hit him from Petersburg after the Battle of the Crater, he moved up closer to Richmond. It's right around the corner here. Is where that community college is. He had a headquarters right there. But you go down the road about 2 more miles, and there's General Butler was up yonder. So it was kind of everything come to a head right around here. So wondering why I waste so much time wearing you. Shout out for me, Steve. I'm glad you enjoyed it. 5 years retired, still wondering why I wasted so much time working. I'm telling you. Take care, all guy. Go. See you later, George. You bet you only took me a day. Just take it as it comes. That's the best thing, Gary. That's the best way to do it. Don't overstress over it. It comes to you in its own time. And we just watched a documentary about the Cowboys once Jerry Jones took over, and you know it come to him. Troy Aikman was saying that. He said the game kind of slowed down and came to us. And we were just unstoppable then. And that's kind of the way retirement does. Once you get your feet wet and you get on the field and get that first hit, you kind of wake up and figure out things going on. I just think once we move, it'll be fun to take a few short trips to explore new areas. Yeah, and you're going to be in a great place for it, Angela. Was it Tennessee? I think you said Tennessee, didn't you? So, I mean, you got Andrew Jackson's from out that way in Tennessee. And you got the mountains over there on the eastern part of it. So it's Cumberland Trail. So yeah, that you're going to be in a good place for it. So, and yep. So, well, it's about I get done hit my hour mark, man. I appreciate y'all showing up. I'll get back on a regular schedule here starting Monday, I guess. And might have some out and about videos to put up there. I got a bunch of trash I got to put out. Anything I put out during the week from Tuesday to Thursday is just trash videos I've made during the year sometime, and I never monetize any of that junk. I don't do monetized lives, Cowbell Tuesdays, or anything made during the week, except for Monday and Friday, because it's mostly just junk videos, man. I've made when I've been out and around running around. So, but I got a couple shorts and stuff I've made over the year. I'm trying to put together a daggone blooper video. Maybe I'll put that out too, because I make a lot of those. So, but we'll see if we can't get back on schedule and Got a lot. Well, I think I might do an exercise video. So let's see. Sweating with the retiree, maybe. Just give you an idea what I talk about when I'm talking about exercising. It's a little bit bigger than a little bit, not much different than this here. But it gets the blood flowing, and keeps me somewhat flexible. But anyways, man, y'all be good. Is this the blooper video? What cartoon did you watch as a kid? Bugs Bunny. I'm a Bugs Bunny nut. I really like him. And what was that guy? The duck. Scrooge McDuck. Is that his name? He used to swim in his vault. That was funny. Mr. Magoo was pretty funny. If it weren't for that dog, he'd have been dead 100 times over. So I gotta go take my nap before bedtime. That's right. You gotta warm up. Less than 2 years. That's right. Hopefully I'll still be making videos, Mike. Thank you, and take care of yourself. Looney Tunes. Yeah. Put the left sock on. Put the right sock on. That's enough. Yeah, I'm getting where I have to stretch now before I do that. Y'all take care, man. Y'all get you something to eat and get you a glass of tea. And we'll talk with y'all later, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I really do. And I enjoyed it. But that's all I do every third Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. Once a week, just enough to aggravate the baby. Y'all take care. End line.